We
are live. Hello. Welcome everybody. I'm Chris, as you know. This is Gross Models, as you know, because it says it here. Look, and this is an evening with everyone tonight. This is the special end of the month, last Thursday in the month, anyway. Show when everybody is invited. The link will actually automatically go live on my Facebook page in 4.5 minutes. Probably. I'll check to make sure, because at 8:05 it should go live on my Facebook page. Once it does that, I'll be able to share that post everywhere. I'll put it in the chat here as well, so everyone can get it. If you've got a camera, microphone, or even just a microphone, or even just a phone, I don't really care. Come and join us. If it's a really dodgy connection or anything, I'll kick you out. But you know,
boot your ass out.
It's nice to meet you and see what you look like and see what you sound like and get the names associated with other things. So, already, even before we went live, I've been joined by two people. Look, they're down there somewhere. Down there? That's where, probably. We have, first in was Mr. Guru, model making.
Hello, everybody. I'm doing my usual someone else's live stream angle for the camera.
Yeah, because otherwise he has to, you know, comb his beard and stuff and things like that. So
I have to feed my beard and things, and
he doesn't do things like that when he's not got beard, when he's not being paid for it.
I don't have to care when it's somebody else's stream. I'm like, I don't care, not my stream.
And you get more work done on my streams than you do on your own.
A load of work done on other people's streams. It's great.
Also, we have Dad from Scaly Models.
Chris, so Fox.
What have you got? He's got stuff he's doing as well. I can't tell what it is from here though. It's
scenery.
Yeah, scenery things. Because you've got a dodgy 2 camera thing going. I can see a little bit picture up there and a little bit down there. I can see from different angles. Don't forget that you've got 2 cameras, because
yeah. Oh, I won't.
So yes, that's who's here with me at the moment. You never know. Other members of the gang might turn up. They might not. These two might go. I might go. Anything can happen.
When they smell blood, they'll be in. Don't worry.
It's 90 minutes of me and anybody else that's around really tonight. I'm going to have a nip through the chat. We've got. I was in first.
So I was in first. I think you're fine. You don't count on your own stream. You know.
I can count anywhere I like.
Otherwise, that means I'm first on all my streams all the time, and Patrick is never first.
Only if you post things. You don't always post things when they go live. So no.
I was first. I'm king of the lab.
Then we got OD, who was the first real person in.
Oh. How heartless.
Then we got Swinging Pigs in as well. Bradley C. What up, Chris? He says, stuff's up, but it's quite nice. I'm all right, thank you. How's everybody else? Jamie Bone, Pascal, Shrine Chain's in, and Chris Henderson is in as well. Hello from Kendall. Ooh, is that a place with the mint cake?
Yes,
I like that. I used to like the chocolate covered one. The normal mint one was a bit not quite right, but the chocolate covered one was lovely.
If you pardon the expression, he's kind of up Ted's end.
Pascal says, "Who is Patrick?" Because I think you meant Pascal.
Yeah. Did I say Patrick?
Yeah, you did say Patrick.
Yeah. I don't know why I said
Patrick. I think Pascal was getting worried that someone else is trying to claim his crown of being first.
Someone else is getting in before
him. Yeah, that seems to be everybody that's in at the moment. If you're watching and not in the chat, then click on the YouTube button. Come make sure you're watching through, you know, the app or a website or whatever proper thing, computer, and come and join us in the chat. Or wait another minute and come and join us on the camera with your face and everything, or your hands, or however you want to broadcast yourself. But keep it clean. Keep it clean. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be getting flashbacks to Uno on the Xbox 360. That's not something I want to see.
Bradley C says, Chris, can you talk about antiquing and battle damage? I'll let Fox talk about that for a minute, because Fox is better at, well, most things than me, but he's definitely better at weathering and battle damage and that sort of stuff, I think. So he'll do that, and I'll go and check to make sure the links spread everywhere so everyone can come and join us. So see you in a minute.
Antiquing and battle damage. Okay. It's kind of like saying, tell me all about painting. It's
yeah,
kind of
and start from the beginning. You've got another 85 minutes, so you're okay.
probably better, Bradley, if you be a bit more specific. And is it any specific? By antiquing, do you mean just weathering, or do you mean specifically using sort of what I call a gunk wash, say with oil paints or enamels? is it a specific thing you're looking at? Because there are many different,
many ways.
Yeah, many different aspects to weathering and all kinds of things. So it's quite hard. It's quite an open-ended question. It's like saying, "Tell me all about World War II." Okay, have you got a week? So
Chris is good at battle damage. Chris has done battle damage on his Star Wars stuff.
I've done, yeah. I mean, what I really do, depending on how much damage you really want to do, is things like attack it with a Dremel and things like that.
Yep.
And drill holes in it and set fire to it, and yeah, it's all good fun.
Yeah, battle damage is the fun bit, but you have to be brave.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the easiest thing to do if you're doing like bullet impact and stuff like Chris says is a Dremel, a little hand drill of some sort. Not a super high speed one, because that will just destroy your model, but one that can either go quite slowly or you can vary the speed. Just a little tiny handheld one, and you can get all different shaped little bits to put on it. That can do little impacts and dings and dints and things like that. It's kind of the safest way to do it. When I was a kid, I used to get a flathead screwdriver and a candle. I used to heat up the flathead screwdriver and then like mush that into the model to make it like dents and dings and things. But yeah, I was like 12. So
well, with the Agostini Falcon that I did use a hot nail and heat it up under the cooker on a gas burner, and then poke holes and scrape at it a bit. But it's massive scaled thing, so you can get away with a big nail. But it depends on the scale of what you're doing as well. If you're only doing a 144 thing, then anything too big is going to be far too big. So yeah.
And it also, like Chris says about the scale, the other thing as well is, in some situations, just painted battle damage can look better than actual physical battle damage. I've done it before on Gunpla when it's been like 1/100th scale. I might want to do like a blast mark on a shield or a piece of armor, of the body armor, and I could drill it with a Dremel and make like a ding and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes what I'll do is I'll just use oil paints and a bit of dry brushing and careful application to suggest like a scorch mark without actually doing any drilling. Because the best thing to keep in mind when you're doing any kind of weathering or battle damage is how big is a person's head. Because then you can judge the size of your either weathering or impact dings or scratches or whatever you want to do to it based on the size of a person's head on that model. Because if I put a bullet hole through a car door, it's not going to be this wide. And I know how big a person's head is. So if I've got a model car door if you see what I mean, use something to give you a sense of scale so you don't go too big.
I read it as when I started doing damage and weathering type things, it was a size of a person's hand. They said not head, but
I've said that.
I mean, anything works, but yeah, anything you can think of as a scale and place it in the place. Hand and head.
Yeah, I tend to do hand if it's a paint chip. I tend to do head if it's like a bullet impact because they can be quite big. So if you hit with a big explosive round, anti-material round of some sort, that could put a big hole in your tank.
Bradley says, have anyone melted the plastic to change the shape with a heat gun or something like a crooked Crash TIE Fighter? Yes, I have, in fact. On my channel, in the Learn with Gross folder, I think the first or the second one I did fire, and that was using a little blowtorch, like a cooking blowtorch, and doing indeed a Crash TIE Fighter. So yeah, go and have a look at that. That'll explain it, well, not better than I can because it was me doing it, but better than I can remember doing it now, and with pictures, moving pictures of fire and stuff.
Chris will actually explain it better than himself.
Be very careful if you're using fire, because we're not responsible for any damage to in person or property.
Yeah. Yeah, it's an old tradition for using, like I said with the screwdriver, it's an old tradition of using hot things to deform. And I used to use the hot screwdriver to bend what I would call mud guards. They're not mud guards, but the thing that goes over the front of a tank track, like the mud guard almost.
Yeah, like a mud guard. Yeah.
I might want to. In the past, I thought I want to suggest that's been hit and dented, so I've just used a heated screwdriver. Not quite so much a flame because you risk just melting the whole thing and getting carbon scorch everywhere. But using, say, a heated screwdriver or something, or a heat gun, you can use as well. But again, you've got to be careful. But it's been done for a long time. It's an old technique that. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Oh, he says he uses a blowtorch every day.
Yeah.
Well, you know what you're doing with blowtorches then. So yeah, just a small one for models.
Yeah.
The links are live. I put it in the chat itself as well as in the Boom Hut and on my page. So I'm sure you can find it on one of them places. Come and join us, because otherwise the three of us are just going to be here talking about stuff and things. I went to the Warhammer shop today.
What did you get?
I had the intention of going in and buying 2 paints. Because I was told by Fox that Steel Legion Drab would be good for putting sort of dusty dry brushing on my Taurox.
Yes.
So I went in with the intention of doing that. And George Gabriel, one of my lovely patrons, likes pink. And I hadn't got any pink in the Citadel thing. So I've got Screaming Pink. Screamer Pink. Which is a bit darker than I thought it was going to be. They do a much paler pink that was a bit too pink for me. So I've got that, which I might put on some on the Taurox or for later projects. So that were the 2 things that I went in for. I did happen to buy 2 other things while I was there as well. Well, I was talking to the guy in there, Lee, the manager of our local store, who's in the Boom Hut as well, actually.
Is he?
Yeah.
Cool.
He told I was saying about just general weathering, because I've got weathering stuff, but I want to do this as a Warhammer thing, so I can't use other stuff because that'd be cheating. And if I cheat, Fox isn't going to draw me a Warhamster like he promised.
Here we go. We're back on that again, are we?
Well, you never left.
No, that's true.
I've got the texture Armageddon Dust.
Oh yeah.
Which apparently is a sort of grainy, textury thing, which like a sand, muddy type thing. So I'm going to try some of that. And the last thing I picked up was a big dry brush.
Yay.
Because I didn't have one of them. I've got big brushes, but not a proper Citadel brush. So yeah, that was the 4 things that I bought: 2 paints and 1 more paint and a brush. So
it's
not
always
not
good
exactly
when you go to the Warhammer store and buy 3 more things than you need.
No, it's fine. I only doubled what I went in for, but
yeah,
they were all intended really. The 2 paints were the shopping list, but the others were like, I sort of need something else as well. While I'm getting, it's a long way to walk for 2 paints.
Yeah, the Steel Legion Drab's a really nice colour to to dry brush. Build it up very, very slowly and very lightly, and it comes out really nice.
Yeah, I think I'm almost finished with the Taurox itself. There he is. There we go. It's very orange, but also sort of done. So I need to do, say, weathering type stuff on it.
Truck? Is that what it is?
Up underneath as well.
Can we call it the Trump truck?
No.
Oh.
So yeah, that's probably Sunday. I'll be sort of finishing that. So yeah. I assume you're on this Sunday, are you, Fox?
Yes, should be on this Sunday. I couldn't do last Sunday because of birthdays and things, people's birthdays and family stuff. But I will be on a Sunday as normal.
If you're going to be watching Fox at 3 o'clock on Sunday, then remember that the clocks have changed Sunday morning.
Oh God, really?
I'll text Fox during the morning to remind him, to tell him what time it is at some point as well.
I do know that I have to write BST again now, don't I?
Yes, you have to go back to the BST instead of the GMTs. Otherwise, people get confused and we'll turn up an hour wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, we lose an hour of sleep or whatever you're doing at 1 o'clock in the morning, I think. So yeah. I don't like this way. I don't.
Nah. Can we not just get rid of British summertime, seeing as it's not World War II anymore?
Well, they're talking about getting rid of the clock change, but they're talking about sticking on British summertime, which
we don't actually need it because, like I say, it's not World War II. We've not got rationing.
Next year it's happening,
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're talking about not staying on GMT. They're talking about sticking on BST all the time, and that's just rubbish.
Yeah, I don't know.
They were talking to some guy on the radio about it earlier in the week, and he was saying about, oh no, I run on GMT all year round, and it's like, okay, you do, because it means I can get up an hour later and do
well,
stuff.
Does that mean he's always late to everything then?
He's some sort of legal something, and it's like, so when people make an appointment to see you at 1 o'clock, they obviously think it's 1 o'clock their time because that's the time that everybody else uses. And he's like, oh yeah, my calendar automatically adjusts it and makes it 2 o'clock or 12 o'clock or whichever way it was that it went. And it's like, okay, so that just means that you're running through that. Does that mean you don't have any appointments at your 9 o'clock because you think it's 8 o'clock or whatever? But it doesn't matter what time you call it if everything else adapts to your time.
Yeah, so
just you're going to start work at 10.
Yeah, so he's just saying, I call it GMT, but it's not, is it? Because everything else runs at normal. He's like, It's just in the Daily Mail by any chance? Is the man in the Daily Mail reader, perhaps?
I didn't tell us that, but
I think I could probably make that assumption.
Because Dad's in here, he's not in his normal hangout that he's in of an evening with other people. Scott's getting all upset. He says, Dad, you shouldn't leave us unsupervised. Dave's running around with silly hats on and playing with lightsabers.
Well, that's normal.
Oh, you know, Dave got a couple of silly hats when he's shopping today. So
yeah, well, it's because Mama Fox told him off for not doing his shopping videos, so now he feels compelled to do his shopping videos.
Yeah, that was
Which,
good.
to be fair, it was a tradition.
It was a tradition, and we missed it when it disappeared.
Yeah.
And we did say you should do it again, and he was like, no. But it's only when Mama Fox actually says you should do it again. Bottled and started doing them again.
You don't want to get told off by Mama Fox.
Yeah. Right. So Bradley's going to check out my video of the fire, which is always nice.
Fire. If I ever paint Tempestus Scions again, I am not going to paint white bleeding gloves and boots. It's a right ball ache. Just remind me of that next time I decide to do that.
Don't do it. Have you got another 30 of them to do or something?
Yeah, I've got all these. No, I'm not, thankfully, this is all of them, thankfully, but it's still a pain in the bum.
Zadster accidentally fell into his local Games Workshop shop today.
Ah, was there much spending, Zadster?
I don't know, he hasn't told us yet. I'm sure he's going to, though.
You know, when we have to have this, we have to say this out loud, basically. But you know, like when somebody in chat will say, "I've ordered a pizza," and then we have to beat them up because they don't say what's on the pizza. Same applies to when somebody says, "I've gone to Games Workshop," and they don't say what they actually bought.
Yeah, we did put 3 little dots after it, so I'm assuming that was leading on to another sentence of listing all the things that you got. You're just going to put a link into everything. Yeah.
But it's kind of the law. You can't just say, "I went to the Games Workshop." You have to say, "Here's what I got,"
Indeed.
Because it's just making us have to ask them, and it's not right.
He said a box of orcs accidentally fell across the barcode scanner.
Oh, did all that money accidentally fall out of his wallet? Do you think?
It might have.
The till?
I'm going to chuck the link back in the chat again so you can come and join us because it's disappeared off the top now. You might want to go back and find it. So I'll keep repeating until people actually turn up. It's the last Thursday in the month, so it's an evening with everybody. You're all invited as long as you bring cake. Come and join us. The link is there. Click on it. You'll need a Google account, which you're already here in chat. You've already got a Google account. And we've got a visitor. Look, Rickliffs. It's a good chance for you to tell us exactly how we're not pronouncing it correctly all the time.
It's all right. You're the only one that got it even close.
Well, Tom's quite easy. I can get Tom,
hey, Tom.
right. I can do that. I shall click on you, and you can do an introduction of yourself.
Of me? Oh,
yes. And the dog. And the dog's got to be introduced as well.
Dog.
Okay. Well, hello. I am Tom Ricklefs. This is my dog, Riley. She is vicious, anxious, terribly cute puppy. But
hello, Riley. Who's a good girl? You're a good girl, Riley. Hello, Riley. You're right.
Who's the best dog?
Yeah.
Paul?
Even girl dogs are good boys.
Good girl. Good girl. Oh, no. I'm the only male in my household.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
Yeah, good and bad things, right? Well, I came in. I've only got dog. You got to move. She's knocking everything down with her tail. Well, I popped in because I've got a few minutes before I got to get the pork tenderloin started. But rapid fire questions, I guess, for a minute. Okay, and actually comments too. Remember when I was asking Fox about the clear top coat with lacquer over acrylics? Because he was talking about the Star Trek guy.
Oh, yeah.
Ruined his paints. Now. Yeah,
he spent years and years painting it and it all fell apart because of the, yes.
Yes. Well, not to contradict anything. See, I popped in and the screen came up and I'm introducing myself. I didn't even know you were here. But not to contradict anything you said. But remember how we were talking about the difference between terrain guys, and I was worried about it melting my T-47 speeder paint job.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we had talked briefly that maybe because it was misting and being on lighter. But now, one of my other things I've come to find out is maybe it's curing time for the acrylic paint as well. Question more than comment. Because I've heard it from other sources.
What, you mean like if the acrylic's not fully cured and the lacquer goes over the top?
Maybe that's the difference, and maybe that's part of what that guy did wrong with the Star Trek that I don't. I mean, I usually lit my before I hit it with the lacquer clear coat, it sits for a day or two at least.
I mean, the story that I'd read was already a few years old when I read it many years ago. So in those days, it's probably more just a case of he was using terrible automotive paints, because it was long before any of the paints that we would now use.
Okay.
He was using dull coats and Krylons and all kinds of things. So yeah, and testers and things like that. I think some of the colours were testers that we can't get over here in the UK anyway. But I think it was more just that he was putting all these different layers on, but he wasn't really experienced, so he didn't leave things to dry or cure. Because I mean, if an acrylic paint is totally fully cured, then it is possible for a lacquer to go over it and not mess it up. But the word is possible.
Well, it's kind of like the difference between the two coats, between two thin coats. I mean, it's like, okay, if you wait 5 minutes and then try to hit it with that second coat, you're just going to activate the other coat and you're going to have the same mess you had before.
Yeah.
But if you wait half an hour, you can do the second coat and no problem. But if you wait 4 hours and then hit it with some lacquer clear coat, it's going to melt it.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, a lot of it depends on, even if the acrylic is completely fully cured and it's been there for like a week and it's had a week, and it will be cured in 24 hours anyway. It depends on how chemically hot the lacquer is. If the lacquer is so chemically hot that it's going to eat through anything, it's going to eventually eat through anything.
Okay. Now,
it depends on the lacquer, though.
Okay, this is just the rapid fire portion of my show because I'm going to have to get off of here in 10 minutes and then I'll be back. But right now, next question. Since we're talking about that, damn, just as soon as I was spitting it out, it was important and related. Fuck. I had so many questions in my head. But now I lost all of them. What was it? All right, next thing, masking. Now, I've got a few things I'm working on, but I have never done a ball turret in a B-26. And now, I think the last time I had any experience was as a kid, and I don't think it turned when I was done. But there's only 2 lines, and from pictures I've seen, the ball does kind of sit in there. Now, my question is, I think it would be easier for me to mask it first and then put it together. But I mean, you can hear it, so it's got
a little bit. So
it's got some play in there. So I think with some masking tape, I might be able to get it on there and then just kind of peel it off.
Mosquito, I had to deal with it.
It's what?
There was a mosquito. I had to deal with it. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it might turn into a problem I was going to have to deal with later.
No. Sorry. I was just, it was there and it would have kept me up all night, so it had to be expunged.
Oh, I get it. At least you're not in North Carolina where we got signs with mosquitoes toting people away.
Oh, God, no.
Oh, they grow them as big as your thumb down here.
I was just flying around with like a massive, a tiny amplifier that makes their wings make that noise at 1,000 decibels in the middle of the night.
Oh, here you can feel them land on you.
Oh, yeah.
Stunk. All right, so that was that. Oh, but you never answered my question about what do you think? Would it be better to go before or after, or?
I always like to mask after it while it's in place, because it might be harder to actually get the masking on, but it's where it needs to be. So if you've got the room to do that, I'd say do that. But other people have got different opinions. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always of the opinion that if you're building a display model, it doesn't really matter because you're not going to be spinning the thing around anyway. I would sacrifice. I would see the movability of the turret as you can put it in the position you want rather than it can still move. That's why I'm starting to do like gunpla as fixed pose, because it's very nice that you can pose them, but it makes painting an absolute ball ache. So you know what? I just do them as fixed pose. And the reality is, for a model like that, once you've done it, it's going to be a shelf queen anyway. You're not going to be fiddling with the ball turret. So I would say, if you're able to mask it while it's in situ, then fix it in situ and mask away. Because the other thing is, of course, it might be in situ and fit perfectly now, but once you get a lot of paint all over it, it might suddenly not be as easy fit. So try and minimize your sub assemblies if you can.
Well, no, should I mask it before? Because it's, I mean, you've built airplanes before, Fox, right?
Yeah, not since I was like really, really young.
Okay, well, what I'm saying is, should I mask before or after I start with the body work?
Yeah.
The balls sub assembly, but like I said,
actually, having said that, I suppose, yeah, you want to, as long as you can get all the masking off once it's in place, then there's no harm in masking it before you assemble everything. As long as you get the masking out.
Okay, yeah, because that's why Chris even noticed that it's got some play once it's together.
Yeah. It's more just a case of when it's in situ, are you able to get masking onto all of the bits you need to get the masking onto? And if the answer is no, then you have to do it before. If the answer is yes, I can get masking tape on there, then go for the easiest route.
Okay, perfect.
That's the question that gives people that make Star Trek kits nightmares. Whenever it comes to nacelles, it just gives them the sleepless nights. I know because I've been there.
I'm trying to think of other questions because I'm running out. I've got like 4 minutes left, and I'm trying to think of my questions because I mean I can come back on, but I sat down with like a dozen questions for you guys because I just saw.
Well, we'll be here for another hour, so.
Okay, yeah, and I know you're really bad for like. Okay, it's time.
Oh yeah, I'll finish on the time. That's right. Yeah.
And it makes me nervous because I need to think about my questions. So you're going to cut me off like, sorry, Tom, we're done. Bye.
Well, only in an hour, yeah. But
next call.
Last time I popped in at like the last 5 minutes, and I had a couple questions, but I only got the one in about the oil paints. Damn, I got so many questions.
Well, you can always mail them, or
Ted at email.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Ted is the boat maker as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ted likes his notes.
He's also not here at the moment, so don't ask us boat questions.
Okay. I thought I heard somebody say, "Shut up, dog."
It was you just now. Puppy has spoken.
Yeah, she's all my girls. Hey,
Puppy.
Silly dog. Crotch monster. There. Everybody likes the dog better anyway.
Can she hear that, do you think?
Oh, yeah.
The tail stopped.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, you got her attention. Uh-oh.
It's somewhere, but I can't see it. Oh, damn.
I think she heard my daughter sneaking up the stairs.
No, I think it was Zadsta's fault. Zadsta says woof in the chat, so that might have been...
Okay. Yep, that was the other daughter. So, I was about to ask something when the dog distracted me.
Damn you, dog.
Boats and ships. Okay.
Hi. Oh, it's an Xbox question.
I can do an Xbox question.
Well, no, it lost me. Well, I'm going to have to remember because I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 projects and I got a little bit of questions on it. Oh, that was it. For the TIE fighter I'm building, I've got it painted with the base coats. Now, some of you built a TIE fighter, I assume, like a Bandai TIE fighter. So it's got the frame of the panels, and then it's got the panels.
All right. No, I've got one sitting in the cupboard over there, but I haven't built one yet.
Oh, okay. Well, my question was, should I go ahead and put it all together, then put the clear coat on, or should I go ahead and clear coat it now while it's sitting on the sticks?
TIE fighter is going to be all... well, actually, no, hang on.
I'll show you what I'm talking about.
I was going to say, it's all going to be the same finish anyway, so you could just build the whole thing, but then you might want the panels to be a bit more shiny than the frames.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering about that because I might leave them because I was going to clear this and then do some panel lining and whatnot.
Yeah, I would probably, because Bandai kit you can assemble it all afterwards, so I'd probably get all your hull and paneling stuff painted and matte varnished, leave your panels, the black parts, as whatever shiny level you want them.
Yeah.
Separate, and then just assemble it all at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want more contrast between the two.
Oh yeah,
on that
definitely.
rather than-
But I was worried about Bandai Engineering.
You have the controller.
Go, get girl. You guys gonna make noise? Go downstairs. Go.
Bandai Engineering isn't something you need to worry about.
No. I mean, the beauty of it is if it's a tight fit, you just take paint off the pegs and the holes, and that's it. Everything else fits beautifully. You never have to worry about that with Bandai.
Yeah, this is like slot fitted for all these.
Oh yeah.
Little pieces, so they just slide in. Okay. What else? Yeah, don't worry. When I come back from getting dinner in the oven, I'll probably have remembered and forgotten at least a half a dozen questions. 5
minutes after the show finishes, you'll be like, oh,
yeah, I should have asked. Oh.
And then by the time I crack open the email, I'll have forgotten it again. That's how
well,
it
it'll
works.
always be next month.
Next month.
Although I have to be honest, you've not really got our full attention because you mentioned something about pork earlier on, and none of us are really paying attention to anything you say now.
Oh yeah, well, you guys don't. Is pork like rare over there?
No, we just like meat.
Pork's not rare. No,
it's not rare, but
well, I didn't know. Well, I mean, I'm in North Carolina. We got hog farms everywhere.
we just like it.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, who doesn't? Well, don't answer that. I know there's people who don't like pork and bacon of all things.
There is no meat from a pig that is not good.
And I'm not a fan of pig's feet.
I feel sorry for pigs because it's like, a cow. Okay, they produce one kind of meat. A fish produces one kind of meat. A pig produces like 32 different types of meat, and they're all the best types of meat. Pigs really have it badly.
No. Oh.
Bacon, gammon, pork.
Gammon.
Whereas a cow is just beef. But a pig is like gammon and bacon and pork and rind and...
Yeah, but at least it's not as bad as like lamb that's just called lamb.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not just called pig or cow.
Oh.
This has got a proper name.
Well, all the parts have proper names if you know
Yeah,
the
but the
proper.
worst thing is like, hey, we're going to call this meat by its name when it's a child. Just to make it even.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's what veal is.
Yeah.
What's lamb? Oh, baby sheep?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
A sheep's happy if it gets to like middle age. Like, yeah, I'm not going to eat me now because nobody eats sheep.
now they just want my coat. Okay, well, I gotta get that working.
And then somebody says, you live in the Caribbean. He's like, oh, I'll take it back.
Maybe I can get these girls settled because they're coming up here wanting me to turn on the Xbox for them too. So,
Well, that's always a good thing. So
Yeah.
I got to find my question, and I'll leave room for other people. Is this another one where there's supposed to be 8 people? And
there can be 8, 9, or 10, I think. But yeah, we're not exactly at maximum by any stretch. So
I guess I'm the only one brave enough to come chat with you guys or have questions.
maybe so.
Okay. Well, I'll see you guys in about 20, 30 minutes when I get this on, and then I'll talk more about pork.
No problem. We'll be back.
All right.
Pork.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, come on, people, come and join us. If you've got a webcam, even if it's a crappy webcam, or even if you've not got a webcam, you just got a microphone, come and join us.
Even if you've got a phone, your phone will do
come
it.
hang out.
Come say hello, because
You don't have to have a camera. We can just do talky.
we're not scary.
No,
Most of us are not scary.
we're kind of rubbish, but we're not scary.
A couple of us are not scary, but it's fine. I see.
Like, you
Colin,
making little noises there.
there was something making noises. It wasn't me.
It's me.
Like that.
It was me. It was me. Guilty.
Ah, dear. Right, we got Colin at Festa 67's workshops in saying evening all. Evening,
Hey,
evening,
Colin.
Colin. You can come and join as well,
Yeah, come on, dude.
Mickle Pickle, hello, lovely people. He says, oh, isn't that sweet?
Lovely people.
And Phil Kett's in as well, evening all.
Hey,
Evening
Phil.
all. So all of you can see the little click link. Click on it. Come and join us because we've had Tom, and that the last couple of these that I've done, I've had an average of 1 or 2 people come along and join us. So let's see if we can break the average and get 3. We've done 1, so 2 more people can come and join us, and that would be a new world record. Well, yeah, new world record for my channel. Strangers joining the stream.
Strangers in the night. Exchanging
Strangers in the evening.
night.
Apart from that, has anything been happening for you both during the week while we're waiting for anyone else to turn up?
No. Go on, you go first, Dad.
Only finished that. Finished me Valkyrie.
Oh yeah, I remember. I'll click on you so we can still see it. Yeah, it's very rare. It's got shark mouth as well. I didn't notice that in the pictures.
Compulsory.
Nice.
And I'm back on the sub. Back onto the compartment 4 on the sub.
Is that bed compartment or something? Or
yeah, it's the galley come sleeping quarters.
Disco area.
Disco. And I'm now doing on the Conquest scenery.
Ooh.
walls.
Paintings.
I could tell you the name of those, but it's over there and I can't. It's on the box over there.
They're walls.
There's something. They've got stupid names like millipractic wall tesserations or something. Something I don't know.
It sounds good.
Yes.
Almost believable.
I don't know what millipractic means. It probably means nothing at all.
It doesn't mean anything.
No, it means no words. Right, I'm hating Scions now. I'm bored of them.
Rise of Ruins.
Rise, that's it. Rise of Pattern Ruins. There we go.
Mm.
There you go. Personally, I've not been doing much during the week. Last Sunday, I did some more of the Turoks, which you can see there, and you can see again on Sunday evening with my Warhamster Late Show, 8 p.m, which will be 7 p.m, sort of because of the clocks. But yeah, it's around there. I've still got the tugs out behind me that I haven't done anything with. I've got to start on the diorama for them, which is going to take a long time because I've got to build up water levels and stuff and figure out how to get water to work. So probably the weekend I'm going to start doing something with that and start another kit. I've got my next kit, not an E-Models build, just a personal build. I'm going to do that. A tank.
Oh, das ist ein großen Tank in Gefahr.
It's a big tank. You might notice the scale down there. Which is my normal scale, but the tank itself, I'll show you.
What we need, Chris? We need.
It looks like that.
Okay, but now you need to hold up your little 144 scale man.
No, I've got a Sherman tank. That's a 144 tank as well.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a big tank.
To quote Asterix, those Germans were crazy.
It comes with photo etch as well. Look. And lots of wheels and stuff. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting build. I think the kit actually comes with 3 tanks by the looks of it, because there's 2 of these big tanks that are actually big tanks, and this big tank that's actually the size of like a city block or something.
Oh, does it come with the little ones as well?
It comes with little ones as well. Yeah, they're there you go. That's a little one.
Ah,
Which is actually still like 3 times the size of a tank. But yeah, so that's going to be an interesting build. I shall be starting doing that, I'd say probably the weekend as well, because I think the diorama for the tugs is going to take a long time. So there should be a relatively quick build, I think, probably. And once I've done that, I'll probably be starting another E-Models build, which is still top secret. So shh, nobody mentioned that. Shh.
You're not picking your kit up when you go up then, Chris? Or
that's the plan. Yeah. Don't know when we're going up yet. It's pretty much. I've got a couple of things in a box to take up. I've got the Zaku 2 and the MiGs to take up to them. But I'm waiting until Ted finishes his sub, basically, because I don't think he's going to want to hang around a long time once he's finished that, because he hasn't got anywhere to keep it.
no.
a little sub.
So when he's finished that, we'll figure out what day we're going to go up and meet up there. At least 2 or 3 of us. You can come along and
I'll get the donuts in ready.
you can get the donuts in. That's the only reason we invite you.
Because the thing with me is I won't be. Wow! Hang on, stop. Let me just try all those words again. I was originally planning to come up and bring all my bits and bobs as well, but the thing is, I'm not going to finish the Falcon. I'm not even started the Falcon by that point, so I might just have to come up anyway.
And you've got something that you haven't taken up, haven't you? It's
I
like
have
the
a little
last thing that you did.
I have the little teeny tiny U-boat by then, I would suspect.
I thought there was something else that you already still had that you didn't.
Um,
Might not have been. I don't know. Don't remember.
There's the KV2 tank from last, not this Christmas build, the one before.
All right, yeah.
Sherman, Christmas is mine. Get off. No, get off. Hey, no, murder.
And you've got the other tank to take back that you're not going to do.
Oh yes, that's a point. Yes, the big scary one that's not going to do anything on my bench.
When you say big scary one, it's probably about the same size as that one, isn't it?
By big scary, I mean it has more than 3 parts for tracks.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the tracks for that one, but yeah, I'm sure there's some.
Yeah, you won't have individual link tracks on that, though.
I wouldn't have thought so.
No. I think you'll be safe.
Yeah, I probably will. Other than that, I've mainly been playing the Xbox. I picked up the Division 2 about 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago now. I've been playing that. Fox doesn't like it because it's made by a publisher that he doesn't like. So he's
it's not that I don't like the publisher. It's like every time I played the Ubisoft game, I've hated it and had a bad experience. And I keep getting burned. I think maybe this will be the one. And then
I think you'd love this one. But, you know, there we go.
Yeah.
So me and Paul have been playing a little bit over at Team Inept. Like and subscribe. Which has now got over 100 subscribers. So we've actually got an actual website, the YouTube channel. You can go to youtube.com/Team Inept and find us when we're there. Look, it's great. We're not there now because I'm here, but that's where we will be. And I think the plan is at the moment, tomorrow night, about 8-ish, I'm going to stream some me and Paul playing Division 2 here on this channel, just to sort of spread the word a little bit. So it'll be like a free teaser that you can come and watch here because people know me here. And it will be, if you want to watch more, then go over there and look at that channel over there, which has got more of it. So that's the plan. And hopefully Fox is going to be able to come along, although he won't be playing with us.
Yes.
We're hoping that we'll be able to get him in the chat party so you can listen to him, and he can keep an eye on any of you lot that are in the actual chat. Because when you're playing a shooty thing, you can't read chat very easily because you die. When you think, oh, just read the message. Oh, I died. It doesn't really work.
Yeah, it's not that feasible.
So that's the plan. Whether it works at the moment, Paul's got a cold at the moment apparently, so he might not be up for it. So if it works, it works, and keep an eye on the thing and the streaming, and it'll happen.
Is that what Candy said for the moon thing? Yeah, we will go to the moon. It will happen.
It will at some point, but no, hopefully tomorrow night. That's the plan. So you're watching this channel anyway because you know you're here now. Look, you're watching. So yeah, that's the plan. Even if you're not watching it live, then it will be sitting on my list of archive things, and it will tell you where to go to get the rest of it. So yeah, that's the plan. Other than that, Ray's in from Malta and Chris, Fox, and Dad, my friends.
Hey, Ray.
Hi, Ray.
And then he says hi, Colin. Because he missed Colin, because Colin's not actually here. Well, he's here, but he's not down here with the rest of you. Other than that, I'll post. No, I don't need to post the link again because I can still see it there. It's still there. Click on that little link that I put up there that says hangouts.google.com, Hangouts, and then other things. And you can come and join in. We're nice people, honest. It's nice to talk to you and actually, you know. Jamie Bone has a question. What's the easiest way to use Tamiya weathering sets? Just with the little brush that they come with. Just sort of.
I'll show you.
That one. I shall click on the Fox.
Easiest way. Well, there's two ways you can do it. You can either, and this isn't going to be an ideal thing to put it on, but never mind. You can either, well, first thing you want to do.
Wait a minute. You took the point off that knife and you didn't do it with the sound effects. I'm sad.
Oh, that's because I wasn't unboxing anything, but hang on, let me do it.
Doesn't matter. You still took it.
Hang on. Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
The first thing you want to do is get a cocktail stick and loosen some of the powder. Thusly, is that even on camera? No.
Yeah, that's right in the middle.
Hands are right in the way. Loosen the powder with the cocktail stick to get some of the powder up. And then all you do is, quite simply, get the spongy end, dip it in the powder,
and then place it on your eyelid.
Just apply it as you wish. You can dab it, you can streak it, you can use it edge on and slide it along to get a streaky effect. You can dab it to build it up. Or you can use the brush end, which is the... I don't know why I took that off, to be honest.
No.
Yeah.
No blood.
The spongy end is good for, like, building up. Let's try a different colour that's a bit more obvious, maybe. Let's try the sandy colour. And just get some of that powder loose. The spongy end is good for building up, like, fades. And I know this won't even come out on camera, probably. Fades and shades. Let me see if I can zoom in a bit. Hang on, let me zoom out it. Let me have a look and see. Right, where are we? Where's my zoomy thing?
We could see it. It was all right.
Zooming. Okay, so yeah, you can use the spongy end to build up fades and shades. You can just dab it on like that. You can streak it. If you want to do like pick out edges and things like that, like an edge highlight effect, you can use the brush, and that just gives you a softer application. It's more for picking out edges, the brush. I don't use the brush very often, but it's a good way to pick out just the edges because it's a looser application of the powder. That's all you do. That's quite simply it. The only trick to using the powders is if you're going to be matte varnishing your model, the powders are quite sticky, so they will stay on the model. You don't have to seal them in place. However, you'll leave fingerprints in them because, again, they are quite sticky. They're not like normal. They're not like MIG powders, which are dry and loose and will fall off. They're quite sticky and gloopy, so they do stick to the model. But if you're going to cover them in varnish, you'll notice that half of it will dissolve when you put the varnish on. You need to put on more than you think you need, because when you put the varnish on, half of it will fade away.
What about color?
Don't panic if you cover your model in pastel powder and then you spray it and it all disappears. Just go back and put more on and keep applying it. But you will need to seal them if you're going to handle them. If you're not going to handle the model, you don't need to worry about sealing them in place. You don't need to fix them either. You don't have to.
What about color change if you hit them with a matte varnish or a matte?
What, sorry?
Like, I don't know if you guys saw, but I'm trying to base a couple of speeder bikes for a game, and well, I suck at it. So I was filling in with a little bit of pigments, and I was using some AK pigments, and it was red. It was real red. I mean, I kind of liked it. I would have liked it to have been more brown, but after I put them on, once I hit it with the top coat, it went real brown. I mean, I've got some pictures on the Boom Hut, like before and after, because someone was asking about tufts before or after a top coat.
Yeah.
So, but it really darkened them up to where they went from a red brown, a red mud to a real dark kind of mud.
Okay.
After top coats. Does that happen with all of them, or did I not do something right?
I think a lot of powders and pigments will change color a bit depending on the powder, but not massively. They always will look perfect until you put a top coat on. That's always the way they work there. You always think that looks brilliant. Oh wait, it's changed now. I've top coated it. So sometimes it might just be because you're changing the opacity. You're putting something over it that has a different opacity, and it affects how the light bounces off it. And it's probably just down to that. You're putting this clear medium in between all the particles, and it changes the way the light reacts to it, probably. If you want to be optical about it, I suppose.
And they were thick. It wasn't like the example you just did where that nice powdery look. It was meant to kind of look like miniature mud, I guess.
Yeah, but that's what you wanted it to look like.
I mean,
I said it. I was like, well, it darkened it up, and hey, I'm good with that. That was, but well, it surprised me when it happened. That's all I don't like.
Yeah, I mean, clear varnishes do change the properties of things. It's like if you put a gloss varnish on anything, you'll often notice if ever you apply a gloss varnish to a model, all the colors get darker. Without fail, every time you do it, no matter what colors are underneath, every time you apply gloss varnish, your colors will look darker. And it's always quite a weird thing because it's every time, and it's just really because you're changing the properties of the surface of the model and how it deals with reflecting light.
How the light comes back.
It's going to change the way you perceive that color. And it probably is just that, because you're taking this powder that looks like nice and dusty, and you're putting all this clear gloss acrylic between all the particles, and it's going to affect how the light reacts to it.
It's going to make it look more moist.
Yeah.
Well, that would be more of a gloss versus a matte, though, wouldn't it?
Well, you're still putting effectively an acrylic in the middle of it, so it's going to change it.
We're talking about color, I guess, more than effect.
Yeah, it's just the way it's just the way the powder is, because when you put a powder on a model and then you cover it with a varnish, technically, you're sort of making almost a paint, because if you take a clear acrylic varnish, it's usually not that much different from a clear acrylic paint, save for a few ingredients. So what you're doing is you're taking a powder, which is a pigment, and you're applying a liquid varnish to it, so it's becoming almost a paint.
Yeah,
so
pigment it's paint without medium.
Yeah, and it's going to change optically. It's going to change the way it reacts. The light reacts to it and bounces off it, or goes through it, or is absorbed by it. So it's going to change it a bit. So it depends on the powder, but it maybe there were dyes within the powder that were released by the varnish that changed the color.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
remember, pigments and powders are pigments are basically just, or powders are just dry pigment.
Yeah.
So when you put it in a cover it with a varnish of some sort, it's going to release whatever goes into that pigment. It might break some of the bonds, and there might be a red tone in there that was kind of hidden away, but now is a bit like separating out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. And I figured out what one of the other questions was that I forgot as soon as it was on my tongue. What was the white snow effect you used for your ATST? This is to Chris, I guess. For your ATST, no. Yeah, the ATST.
The Hoth diorama.
Yeah. What was that product?
I used a couple.
Would it work on a miniature? Because I have a. Do I have that box? Right here. No. No, where is it? Damn it. It's the Rebel version on Hoth. Remember?
All right, yeah.
Only it was the round turret cannon.
The one I used, most of it was that one, Vallejo ground texture.
The ground. And what's the snow? What's it called?
Ground texture snow. It's 26.820.
26.
I also used a little bit around the back of the crashed speeder to give a different texture. The Citadel texture.
Oh, they're
snow.
one of their technical paints.
No one.
No, it's one of the texture paints.
That one. Valhalla Blizzard, which is the same sort of thing. It's a texture paint. Valhalla Blizzard.
Valhalla Blizzard. Okay, because I need something for this.
When I did my Stormwolf, I kind of made it up a bit. But what I did was, I did 2 layers. The first thing I did was I built up because I basically just had Dad's got the flyer base for his Valkyrie. It's just a flat plastic disc. First thing I did was I built up the landscape, and to do that, I got PVA glue, or Elmer's glue, as you'd call it. I've got a big jar somewhere of scenic landscape, woodland scenics. That's it, woodland scenics, just snow powder. It's just like white powder, and I mixed that into the PVA glue and made a real thick goopy paste. And
I think I remember that.
Yeah, just painted the landscape basically and built that up. And that makes a solid block that looks like, like when snow freezes and it gets glassy smooth.
Yeah.
It looks like that. And then over that, what I did was I sprayed some PVA, and then I just sprinkled the powder where I needed it. But what I also did was had a mud texture as well, and mixed them together and used like a Agrax Earthshade to suggest that the snow had melted into the mud, and there was like a crossover between the crunchy snow. So I used just the powder sprinkled over to suggest where the snow had been not quite as densely packed. So you had the shiny stuff and then the powdery stuff. I mean, that snow isn't super realistic, but it looked all right.
When you work on that was, I can't remember. Well, I'm talking about basing a miniature too with it, not. I can't remember what. Well, it's a little miniature. Well, I don't even know how little it is now. Because that was a pretty big miniature, wasn't it? Wasn't that one of their bigger machines?
Well, if Dad will hold up his Valkyrie, it's the same size base as that.
Hang about. I'll click on him because it's one of them.
Just flashed away.
Sort of hand-sized.
Standard size flyer base. Same base you get with Imperial Knight.
Yeah.
So it's bigger than your speeders and stuff.
It's 120 mil.
Oh, no.
120 mil base.
Well, no, it looked a little bigger than the speeder base.
Depends what you want to go for. It depends whether you want to go for, like, frozen snow or powdery snow or just ice or.
Yeah, I hadn't got that far yet. I would get my products right first before I start
Well, as far as you need to know what you're aiming for to know what products you're going to need.
Well, kind of. But I plan on experimenting a little bit.
Yeah, experimenting is always good. Get all the products then, and then just
not all of them, because there's a lot out there. But
the cheapest way forward, if you just want to experiment, is just PVA glue and I
like that idea.
Of some sort, a white snow powder of some sort. Woodland Scenics are quite cheap. Sorry?
Do you think baking powder would work?
No, because it will decompose.
Oh, it'll change. That's right.
Yeah, they'll change color. It'll decompose. Anything organic will break down and change. That's why you want to use synthetic.
Well, it'll physically change once it hits moisture in the glue.
Yeah, people have used flour before now. That's great until it goes off and goes moldy.
If you seal it in completely, then it should be all right. But you've got to seal it in completely.
Yeah. So yeah, just I mean, because Woodland Scenics are kind of an industry standard for diorama stuff, but they're aimed at railroads, so they're not the most realistic. But they're certainly a lot cheaper than going out and buying X, Y, and Z specific snow products. There is a company over here in the UK called, oh God, I can't remember how they're called. Something really helpful. Anyway, what they do is they do this stuff, and it's basically spray on snow, but it looks ridiculously realistic. You spray it on in layers and you seal it with hairspray, and you can get anything from a light misting to a full drift, and it looks stupidly realistic.
Without doing anything else to it, right?
No, you literally just spray it on and seal it with hairspray. Let me see.
It's like, look at that.
But then again, does it look realistic at every scale?
Yes, it does. It's bizarre, but it looks stunning in any size. I'm just having a look now and seeing if I can find.
And you just put different layers on for whatever scale, I imagine. If you go really,
and you can do things like when you spray, you don't spray it on, you'd like shake it on. It's like a powder, but you put down hairspray and then you apply it as a shaky powder,
and it's super fine.
But if you do it like angled with the hairspray and you do that, you'll get like a light misting, but it's on certain sides of things, so it looks like it's fine snow that's blown in. Or you can just build it up in layers to get snow. It's amazing. I'll see if I can find it.
Okay. While you're doing that, I see Philip Prime's been answering Jamie's question about weathering sets as well. It says, I've used the Tamiya weathering sets on a few of my video builds now and use cheap eyeshadow applicators from the pound shop and streak them as I need them to use a clean applicator after. Yeah, I mean, obviously, click on the little buttons next to him. You can go to his actual page and videos, and everybody can look at everybody else's stuff if they got videos up on there. So, yeah, follow along. Mario's in. Hello, Mario. Jamie says, posted a picture in the boom hut to see how far he's got at the moment. We'll have a look sometime. Yeah.
Whenever I hear the name Mario now, I can't not think of Mario from Glove and Boots in my head, that voice. So I do apologize, Mario, but you now speak with the voice from Mario from Glove and Boots, which is awesome, don't get me wrong. But in my head, that's what you sound like.
There are about 30 people watching, so I can't believe that only one out of all the 30 people that are watching has got a camera and wants to come and join us. So,
sorry.
Come
Every time you guys do this, I like to pop in because I know I'll have a question, and I don't know.
Well, even if you haven't got a question, just pop in and say hello because it's nice to see.
Always talk about meat. I mean, I love meat too. Don't let me put you off. I love meat now. It won't.
I really can't find the snow thing. God damn it!
Can't find the snow thing. Have you tried googling snow?
No, trust me, I had it stored, but I had a load of problems with my favorites and that.
You'll find it at 5 minutes after we've gone offline.
Yeah, there you go.
Hang on, I think I may subscribe to them on YouTube. So let me find it that way.
Yeah.
There's no camera mic, I'm afraid, or at least none with Windows 10's works with. That's a good enough excuse. If you haven't got a microphone or a camera, one or the other will do. Even if you've just got a camera, then you can wave at us, and we don't know sign language. I don't think anyone here knows sign language. We know certain signs, but none that are suitable for broadcasting. You've got it. Oh,
it is a company called. Oh, they've got no videos. What? That's weird. Oh, this they have. It's a company called Precision Ice and Snow, and I can't remember specifically what the product is called. I think it might be Krycell, Krycell, but Precision Ice and Snow. If you go on YouTube after this show, obviously, And look
Drysdale Snow.
we'll look at precision ice and snow on YouTube. In fact, you know what I'll do? I'll put the link in the chat.
You could do that. You could share your application screen or whatever. Or you could do anything you like.
I could do. That's a point.
Anything goes.
That's the point. I can do screen sharing, can't I?
You can.
Doodle-doo. I'm sharing Chris. Screen sharing is
Sharing me in very low resolution and
is it sharing?
it's sharing. Yeah, I've just clicked on you, so you're the one that's sharing.
Precision ice hands. I won't play a video because obviously that's copyright.
It is indeed.
But you have to go into videos. When you go to the homepage, it says there's nothing there, but there is.
That's very
and
strange.
they do not only do they do snow effects, they do ice effects like broken.
I would gather that from the title.
Yes. But yeah, I keep meaning to get some of their stuff because it looks incredible. And
It does look quite clever. It seems like they've got a link to their website as well on their banner.
Yes, it is.
I don't suppose you happen to saw where they were. Where they're
They're
based.
UK based.
No, they haven't got a.
Okay, they may have. Oh no, there you go. They must have changed. Precision ice and snow.com.
PIAS it says.
They are UK based. Well, I mean, I love the Boom Hut, I really, but well, I mean, you got a lot of good folks flying around it, and especially, I mean, there's a handful of. I mean, I don't know what the percentages are, but there's enough US or at least.
Oh yeah, Boom Hut's very global.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I've seen more people Eastern than over here.
All hammers. Yes, almost.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you get.
That does look nice.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, it literally is just. I think various grades, but it's
yeah, that's the kind of look I was looking for. Is that real kind of like light to medium?
Like that.
Yeah, around the rocks.
Yeah, but I mean that's the idea because it's a very fine powder. You literally just blast the thing with hairspray and then apply the powder and build it up layer over layer over layer to go from a thin misting all the way up to a deep snowdrift. And they do ice and stuff as well.
Did you see where it was on that tuft that was on the figure back a little bit? That was nice how it was on the little bitty flocking in there.
I like where it's got the tire tracks.
That looks cold.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh,
the
wow.
lighting helps. But
I love how it looks on the snow where the ski had parted the snow.
yeah.
I've just got a notification that I'm live.
Have you? Cool. Anyway, I'll stop screen sharing because. So yeah, precision ice and snow. I'm pretty sure they'll ship anywhere. Although I think they are. It's not an aerosol product, so I think they'll ship it anywhere.
Yeah, it's just it's expensive. I mean,
I don't know. You know, it might not be that big. It's only like a little box with a.
here.
Philip Prime says he can't look at the Boom Hut Facebook page because he's not a member. Well, become a member. Click on the join thing. We'll let you in almost straight away. We're very good like that.
Yeah.
George is in. George Gabriel. Sorry, I'm late. I was busy winning a sweet trophy for my work-sponsored hackathon. Going to be making a sweet new mobile app for the whole company to use across the world. Congratulations! Well done on winning. And look, I went shopping today. I bought that one, especially because you requested it, George. Because George is one of my lovely patrons. So, you know, they ask me stuff, and I do. Yeah, look,
George is lovely. We like George.
George bought that for me, basically, because he's one of my patrons. He gives me some money. So I spent some on some pink, because he likes pink paint. So I'll find some way of putting that onto several kits. This time next week, George will be on time, says Dad, because the clock's going. Won't that make him even worse? Because we'll be here earlier.
Yeah, but don't they have their own summertime as well?
Oh, I don't know. Does it go different? Does Australia summertime go the other way?
I don't know because George is in Hawaii.
Yeah, but I was talking to Kenneth from Australia, and he says his clocks went back.
2 weeks' time they go back for Kenneth.
They go back, but we're going forward.
Yeah, but they're in winter, aren't they?
So Kenneth gets up at 3 o'clock in the morning to come in our hangouts then.
Philip Prime's just asked to join the Boom Hut, apparently. So I'll have a look now. Look. You've just asked to join the Model Makers Boom Hut, and I've just approved it, so you can now go in and look at the pictures. There you go. And that's, there's service for you. If you, what can we say?
I mean, I love the Boom Hut. I mean, the Boom Hut's it's a nice place. I mean, today it's like I know I was the one guilty of posting the Samuel L. Jackson post, and for the record, it didn't go on my personal it was just on the Boom Hut. I didn't share it for my mama to see or nothing like that. I strictly did it for the Boom Hut, but I thought it was funny. And from the folks I've interacted with on the Boom Hut, I thought they would find it funny. But then I also thought at the same time, well,
yeah, it's always dangerous with slightly iffy content.
no, I knew I was pushing it. I knew I was pushing it, but I knew I wasn't being mean, because I think that's the worst thing you can do is be mean. And the Boom Hut's real nice for trying to help people out, even if it's, the dumbest question is the one that goes unasked.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer in that. And, like the guy that blew up his rattle can.
Bless him.
And it was like some of the comments were pushing it, and I couldn't help, but it was like, I mean, we might, you shouldn't be mean to the guy because, hell,
I think for things like that, you can be a little bit mean.
Yeah.
a little bit's fine. I mean, especially a poking fun, but
yeah, the trouble is how far you take it depends on the person, and it's not just the person; it's other people find things offensive or upsetting, but at some point you've got to be inclusive and nice to everybody. But at some point, you're all in theory grown ups, and
I don't know.
Slide.
I might be an adult, but I'm never growing up. I don't, because once you grow up, that's when you get old.
Oh yeah.
So, hence, I still will apologize to the Boom Hut again, and I appreciate no ill will towards me. But it's a great place, and there's lots of tips and little things that come in and out. And hell, I think I've even helped an occasional person, and I'm relatively useless in the scheme of what can I offer you in the way of modeling.
Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel most of the time.
But I will give my 2 bits. It's like, okay, especially with idea pieces, it's like, hell, I've given several ideas that, hey buddy, I could never pull this off, but I got a cool idea.
Try, yeah. Well, if you don't try, you don't go wrong. Trout and Child's in the chat. He says, Tom, are you going to try the crunchy peanut butter Marmite?
No. No, thank you.
No, thank you. .jpg.
No, thank you, sir. I do not want another. It was. I haven't thrown it away. I still got this one, still in the wrapper.
Dog liked it.
Yeah.
She kind of liked it, but let me see. Yeah, I might have thrown the other bottle away because I just couldn't look at it. The Marmite pizza. Ooh, what are they doing?
Can't believe you threw a perfectly valid bottle of Marmite away.
Oh, well, it goes bad in September. It would have been thrown away in September anyway.
It just says it does, but it doesn't.
Has anybody seen Mortal Engines?
No.
No, it interests me. I will be watching it when it comes out. But
Well,
I don't go to the cinema very much, so.
okay, well, I'm not going to tell anything about it except one of the bits they did was many thousands of years in the future, right? Man's already destroyed itself, rebuilt, and yada, yada. Well, the ancient food of the ancients, and the girl cracked open a pack of Twinkies, right? It never goes bad. And made me think Marmite, yeah, that could be something but I don't see him enjoying a jar of Marmite anywhere near as much as a Twinkie. Have you ever had
it? If they're British.
Yeah, it all depends on who they are.
Have you had a Twinkie?
If they're not British, they wouldn't enjoy it.
I've not ever had a Twinkie. I'm aware of them, but I've not eaten one.
No, Twinkies are all right. They're all right. Quite nice.
Yeah. What about Swiss rolls?
Yeah.
Is that going to have American chocolate in it?
I don't know. It's a Little Debbie product. That's all I know.
Because if it's got American chocolate on it, then it shouldn't be anywhere near anybody's food.
Yeah, it's not actually food. If it's got American chocolate, doesn't count as food.
Well, you got to think United States of America is really diverse. So there's a big spectrum of what people put in their stuff. I mean, it's like I keep Hershey bars in the fridge for me and the girls to nibble on, but I've also got some dark chocolate made by a different company that I don't even know. It's like 80% cocoa, and it's really a much more bitter kind of chocolate.
That might be almost normal chocolate then.
Yeah, what needs to happen is that somebody in the Boom Hut needs to send you some proper European chocolate.
Mm.
And from the moment you eat it, you'll realize that the chocolate you have is terrible, and you'll never eat American chocolate again.
Yeah, actually, like Swiss chocolate would be the one to go for. That'd change your
I
world.
may have had some. I mean, I'm not afraid to pay good money for good chocolate if I want to try something new. I mean, I know it comes from over there and has to be inspected and, probed and whatever else.
Oh, don't start him on the probes.
Probing the chocolate. See, I'm always pushing the boundaries. I can't help myself. It's part of my. I don't know. I'm going to think of more questions.
Yeah, because think of it this way: Americans rave about Oreos, then they eat a Jaffa cake, and then they realize that Oreos are tasteless cardboard.
Yeah. Sergeant Bones is saying that you should get some real beer because Miller Lite ain't beer.
No.
Oh no. Okay, a little bit of backstory.
You've refilled the can with proper beer.
No. I have had proper beer. I like proper beer, but I can't afford proper beer in the amounts I tend to ingest beer. So I drink Miller Lite. I just drink more of them. And I'm okay with the no taste. It's just, I'm just always thirsty. So
I suppose the advantage is you can still operate a lawn tractor after 6 cans of it.
Oh, no, 12. Oh, you guys, I've sat here with you and already drank 4. I mean, just because they're little cans, they're light, it's like drinking carbonated beer flavored water.
It's lemonade then, basically.
Not that sweet, but it's a Pilsner. I mean, you guys don't even have Pilsners over there.
Yeah, we do.
What, Coronas?
Yeah. You have to remember that all the nonsense beer that you guys have, we have it as well, just because some idiot decided it was probably fancy to drink.
Well, no, I thought we had German stuff.
No, you've got nonsense American stuff that's supposed to be like German beer, but
it started out as German stuff and not
probably. But then you put your American spin on it, and rubbish.
Stouts and ales if it was English based. But I guess we still have tea. I don't know why that died out. I don't understand it either. But
what tea?
Yeah, tea time. It's always been stereotype stuff.
I can't imagine why there may have been like a sudden decline in the drinking of tea around about 1772.
Yeah, I couldn't think. I think the fish liked it. Didn't they?
Around about the 1770s, went up, chopped off.
But the whole culture of it just went done. At that one moment when the tea went in the harbor, we were done with it all together. And we suddenly magically just said, "Okay, we're going to throw the tea in the harbor. Bring out the coffee beans." And it was like. And it happened overnight. I mean, what happened here? I think
somebody must have known it was going to happen and got the coffee ready. Put the coffee on the night before. Sergeant Bones says, funny thing about the chocolate, most German girls like American chocolate for some ungodly reason. Why? And Zadster says the US is where the current microbrewery thing started as a reaction to the big breweries.
Yep. Hey, I'm all for capitalism. I mean, ooh, look, I can see where you got it.
I don't know. No, that's paint. Oh, no,
okay. There he was. See, he was sitting there.
Oh, it's supposed to be a blob of paint.
Just to the right of your black doll.
It's gone now.
Are we watching it? I can't see it now.
I don't like killing things, but I also don't like something going in my room in the middle of the night while I'm trying to sleep.
I thought you did it earlier, or did you throw it away earlier?
No, I obviously hadn't got it.
I
think when you try and get them, the blast of air makes them fly out of the hands because they're very delicate and light.
You need that.
Clearly, the only option is to get the Hoover out.
Bug assault. You need the bug assault.
Yeah. I think I just need to wave the Hoover around. I'm really not enjoying painting these Scions. I'm so tempted just to put them in the bin, strip them off, or just not ever paint them again. Because I'm really not enjoying painting them at all.
How many have you done and how many have you got to go?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to go. I'm putting the second coat on. This is just the base coat for the gloves. But I've already painted I've already painted the outfit red and done a shade, and now I'm painting the gloves, but the paint isn't behaving, and the details are very soft, and I'm just not enjoying it at all. You know, when you're painting something and it's a chore, and I'm tempted just to strip them all.
But then you'd only have to do them again, wouldn't you? Or what would
I don't
you
know.
do?
I don't know. I'd have to paint them anyway, but I'm kind of regretting because now I've got to go and touch the red bits up, but then that's red without the shade, and it's like, oh. And the details are very soft. I love the look of them, but the details, like on the gloves, are very soft, and it's quite frustrating. I'm stopping now because I'm getting bored of painting. I'm going to be grumpy now. Just let me be grumpy.
Okay, we'll just mute you quietly in the corner.
So, I mean, why is it that no one joins these things? I mean, I keep getting distracted. Going back to my point about this being Love in the Boom Hut and it just being so UK based.
Is that like Love in the Elevator? Wait, what?
No, not nearly as much fun. But
yeah, that's just wrong on so many levels.
So, see, now I forgot. See, you did it again.
Dog.
Yes, my wife just got home. I hear the garage door working underneath me.
LD's got a question anyway. It says, Fox, is there a specific spot for the little rocket launchers? He's got 2 of them on a Rhino. Wherever you like.
Who asked that? Who asked that?
LD says, where do you put the little rocket launchers on the Rhino?
Yeah, I only ask because if it's LD, he's making a Chaos Rhino. No, you can put them wherever you want. The beauty of Chaos is, of course, that it can even be even more disorganized than regular. So you can put them wherever you want. But in real Warhammer tradition, when you get a heavy weapon, what you should do is put it in such a way that it would actually hit anybody getting out of the vehicle. Like the guns on the side of the Taurox, which is perfectly designed.
Did I do that right then with the rocket launcher on him? And
imagine you got out that passenger door and you've got a gun firing. That's really
I wasn't even thinking about that. I was thinking about the big rockets on the top.
And the bloke with his head sticking out.
Yeah.
Ideally, in Warhammer, you want all the weapons to be pointing at the people getting out of the vehicle that are in that the weapons are on. That's always a good way to go. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Get out the back.
Yeah.
Especially if there's shooting going on.
Yeah. But yeah, it doesn't really matter. And if you're not playing it early, if you're not going to play the game, it matters even less, to be honest. But basically, if anything isn't shown in the instructions, it's do whatever you want with it.
So basically, put them wherever it gives you the greatest pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of life.
You find that the beauty of them is that when you get a kit of a vehicle, if it's the one that comes in the Conquest thing, you might not know, but if you buy a kit of a vehicle, it'll often come with a load of extra weapons and bits, but nothing mentioned in the instructions about them whatsoever. And it's purely because they're just extras. You can add them on because if you play in the game, it makes a big difference. If I add 5 extra guns, it makes a big difference to the vehicle. But so they're so customizable. You can add what you want where you want. There's no rules basically. That's why we've been joking with Earl when he said about what should I add onto the thing. We've all been saying add all the things.
Yeah.
All the chaos bits and bobs.
Sounds like a plan.
You finished your Rhino, didn't you, Ned?
Yeah, finished mine, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you put all the guns on it?
I can't remember. I think I did.
He's blinked since then.
George says put them on the undercarriage.
George has always gone on about undercarriage. That makes me worry, that lad.
I've definitely got to have a shave. This is getting a bit too almost Fox-like.
Heaven forbid.
Yeah, I think all right. Next time you see me on camera, this will be less.
Are you ever going to... I think you should grow your hair, Chris.
I have grown my hair. Look,
I mean, grow your hair proper long, grow your hair like...
No, this is going to be gone as well.
No, I think you should see...
Time. It's.
I think you should grow it and, and just see how long you can grow it before you get told off by Gemma to get it cut.
About an inch shorter than this. and this about a foot shorter than this. Yeah.
Because I often wonder what you look like with like proper hair, if you know what I mean.
What I look like with proper hair.
You know what I mean.
I shall actually find some old pictures of me with hair, and you won't recognise me at all.
Because I did kind of do the thing many years ago. I thought, right, I'm just going to have a number 1 or number 2 now because my hairline's gone back so far. I need to just not embarrass myself. and then I just keep growing it dead long because I'm a tool, basically.
Yeah, but I haven't got a problem with the hair. The hairline is still where it should be. It's where the hair comes out.
Yeah, shut up.
I've got the hair, but it's just annoying. I have to deal with it, and it's sort of it doesn't just it's longer. And it was that difficult half stage where it was when it's nice and short, it just sticks out and it's fine.
Yeah.
But then it gets a bit longer and it sticks out and tries to fold down a little bit, and that's not so fine. But now it's got that little bit longer, so it sort of holds itself down, but not quite.
Yeah,
But,
I get to the point where I get like the hair's quite a nice length, but the bits just above the ears stick out like 90 degrees from your head, and I'm like, oh, you little. Oh. I never quite know what to do with those.
Yeah, cut them all off.
No.
Yeah. I would expect. Well, the next time I'm going to be actually on camera is going to be Sunday evening, and it will be my hands that you see, so you won't know. But it will be shorter, and definitely for Monday on E-Models, I'll be a new me.
We'll have no way to know. See, every time I cut my hair back to number 1 or 2, the entire internet breaks.
Well, it's, you put a hat on it anyway, so.
Yeah, it's true.
Shane Young says Fox is just a younger looking Bob Symes.
Yay!
He really is. Sometimes.
God, this bit is so delicate. I know this is going to snap at just a moment's notice.
Stop bending it.
I know. I just even just looking at it makes it wobble.
I thought you'd stop painting.
Yeah, but then I carried on.
LD says, cheers. Here's for folks who have not evolved to the new style of state of enlightenment. It's like Paul who says he's outgrown his hair because his hair goes that high, but then his head went over the top of it.
Yeah.
Zadster says, achievement unlocked. Does it go bing? What achievement did you unlock, Zadster? I missed something. Did I? What?
Is this something again where somebody does half the statement and we have to ask them what?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
Like is this like the old I've ordered a pizza? Oh, we have to ask what's on the pizza.
Yeah, I think it might be. But
no, my wife just got home. I had to explain to her why dinner was an hour away.
It's your fault.
It's all my fault. It's because I opened out to everybody, but nobody but Tom turned up. Yeah. Zadster says, "Oh, it's the Bob Symes thing. He got an achievement for."
Oh, cool.
Cool.
Although I'm swiftly learning that to have that kind of classic moustache where it's bushy at the nose and then gets to a point, that doesn't actually happen naturally. It does not, because a natural moustache starts bushy at the nose and is just bushy all the way along, and you look like the bloke from Rugrats. So you have to use the product.
No, porn star stash.
Yeah, no, not even that. You just have to use man products to get it to go from big bulbous at the nose to pointy at the.
I must have shown you the video, the beard cut competition things where they make them into.
I've seen those. Like they go and they're intricate. Like they wrap around.
They turn them into bird cages and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
it's like all up around their heads and.
I don't understand
all the things about beards.
I don't know how they sleep.
Very uncomfortably, probably.
Hair's a little too much work for me.
So the pain with my beard at the minute is it's not that long, but the real pain is I sleep lying on my left or right side, and whichever side I lie on, my moustache goes up my nose, and it's really annoying.
You look like a Revell pilot mold.
Yeah, kind of.
You want one of them hair nets for it?
Moustache net. There's just no way to not have a moustache going up my nostril. It's tickling my nostril. It's quite annoying.
I got to keep mine short, otherwise the gray comes out.
The gray's distinguished.
I want my hair to go grey.
I find I've not got the grey anywhere. It's just coming. It started just like patches here, and it sort of spread to the middle.
Yeah.
And it's just coming out here now as well. But it's.
I want
the
to
hair
get
on top of my
white
head.
hair.
Not
That'd be
going
cool.
at all. It's very strange.
So I don't know. It's like I don't have enough. Oh, that was too much. It's like kind of white out there. Because mine's red. I was a redhead when I had hair, but for mine, see, it looks real dark, but it was white right here under my lip. But as my hair comes out, it goes from the red and the blonde turns to the gray. So when I trim it up, my beard looks 10 years younger.
If I woke up with like grey hair, I'd be like, yes, get in. Because basically, once you get grey or white hair, whatever you do with your facial hair, it looks dignified.
I don't know. I think the wife might take exception to that and think you're lying.
No, because when you've got normal coloured hair, basically, it's possible for your facial hair to look scruffy and badly maintained. Once you go white, Doesn't matter what you do, it'll always look awesome.
Oh, I see. So this has got to go white before this looks right.
Yeah, but you haven't got white. You've got salt and pepper. That's different.
Look at this whole front bit's grey. All of that.
Yeah, but if you left that go scraggly and scruffy, nobody would really notice because even scraggly and scruffy looks great when it's white.
But I don't know. If you trim it real short, you might get down to the, because I can see where it's got the darker underneath. That's kind of like what only.
No, that's just where I'm a beginner.
It's like, what was I talking about before I got interrupted by my wife? Because it was about
my dad had white hair by the end, so I'm hopeful that I'll gradually get white hair. That'd be cool.
Shadowlands in says, "Evening, gents. Sounds like Fox needs some Captain Fawcett's Gentleman Stiffener."
Hey, I do have some gentlemanly product to apply to the face furniture. I can't remember what it is. Cocoa something. I don't know. I've got oil and I've got balm. Balm is a bit more matte than oil.
I think mustache wax, but I don't know. That's the only product I know of.
Tom, you're in the final 4 minutes, so if you've got another question
already,
now's the time.
Yeah, Chris only does like 5 minute long streams. He's a bit rubbish like that. Chris doesn't do 3 hour streams.
No, hour and a half. That's 90 minutes. That's long enough for anybody. Nobody can last longer than 90 minutes, really, can they?
There was, and then as soon as you said time, I slipped.
Still the gentleman, please.
You'll have to make a note and have a notepad next to you for making a note, and then next month.
I was, but
you can't find it.
I forgot where I put it.
Put it in a safe place. Yeah.
It was about basing. Was it about basing? Oh, the scroll, the Warhammer, the Games Workshop skulls.
Gold.
They're just a bag of skulls, right? Those are little bitty skulls, right? Like a few millimeters in diameter.
What we're talking about, I was actually interrupting you halfway through that. What?
Skulls. If they're anything like the ones that are on the Dark Eldar Raider that I did, the little ones that just sort of hang in.
Yeah. It looked like a bag of skulls. I mean, I didn't know.
The kind of almost 1/35th scale heads, sort of.
Okay. But that's all they are, is just a bag of little skulls. Because all I've seen is the Amazon picture.
Yeah, because with Warhammer, it's all about skulls and gold.
Okay. And they're going to be in that size skull that I've seen on bases sometimes?
Yeah, kind of. If they're just
or is the base molded with the skulls?
No. It depends, actually. Generic rank and file kits tend to have just flat bases, generic bases like these. Just a flat disc. Some character builds will have characters will have bits you can stick onto the base. And some of the more recent special release individual figures might have bits on the bases molded in. Like, store birthday kits and things like that, and one-off things they do might have a special base. The Warhammer Heroes sort of blind box sets, I think, have molded bases with details on them.
Okay, so some of the ones I'm seeing, like I'm looking at pictures on the Boom Hut. So I mean, some of these they got the skulls. Are they sitting down with Milliput and sculpting a little bitty skull? And then I saw this bag of skulls, and I was like, "Is that what they used?"
Oh yeah, the
one
one thing that everybody who makes Warhammer has in common is that whenever you buy a Warhammer kit, a Games Workshop kit, they always come with tons of bits that you never use. So you end up with quite a big collection of it's what Games Workshop call a bits box.
Well, I would hope so for their prices.
Yeah, you end up with a massive load of bits, because you always get like more arms and heads and weapons than you need.
Yeah, the Eldar Raider came with options as to the bit at the back had 2 options of that, the bit on the front, the bit on the back, different hooks and extra bits that I stuck most of the guns onto it. But there's always options as to what other bits you do. I can only speak from experience as to that and that.
Right, with vehicles, you often get different optional extras like different weapons, but with figures, like you buy a pack of 10 Space Marines, there's probably enough extra weapons and arms in there to make another 5 Space Marines. But you'll keep them because you can swap them all out. All the old style figures like these, where it's all separate legs and arms and heads, you can mix and match. So it's all about customizing.
All right.
So yeah, people you've got on eBay, there'll be like people selling, here's 200 Space Marine heads. because they just build them up over years and say, right, there's a bag of heads. There you go. You can actually buy bags of whatever you need.
But if you get a chance, look at that, because I put the 2 pictures up there with the dark and the pigments, and take a look at that and see if I did something wrong or if that's about how much color change you would expect in pigments. Because I'm using AK. I put them on. Oh no, I didn't. I'm using the Vallejo pigments. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that's what I used. And yeah. So if you could tell me if
I doubt you've done anything wrong. I think it's just that.
Yeah, sometimes they change, and different manufacturers would change in different ways. So
because it did change a few shades, but I know the 4 minutes is up anyway.
it is. It's in fact 9:30. So I'm just thinking about wrapping up. And yeah.
Well, I'll let you guys get back to it, and thank you guys for answering the questions. And I'll try to have more for next month. Maybe you'll have some more people.
You never know. Yeah, spread the word. Tell them how nice we were, and we didn't bite you or anything. So yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks,
Put
mate.
the link in the Boom Hut, and they can watch it. I mean, most people watch stuff that goes through the feeds. So
Absolutely, yeah.
So thanks a lot, guys, and I'll talk to you. See you on the
Thank you.
Okay, babe.
Putting glazy dials on meters
on your scenery.
Yeah, but that's it. I did dig out me sprues of skulls to show Tom, but he's gone now.
All right. Well, he might still be watching, but
yeah.
Is that just from figures?
Yeah, no, it's the box of skulls you get.
Oh right. Oh, this was the.
You get all the variants, and you get one with a couple of big skulls on there.
Yeah.
And,
That's cool.
but yeah, that's me.
Oh well, no problem. Fox, any final words?
I'll persevere with these tiles.
Or anything? It's not final words.
Well, thanks for being live. Yeah, I'll persevere with these scions. I'm at the stage now where I'm painting the white bits and going, this looks like complete ass. But I think once I've probably finished painting them, I'll be like, yeah, they look brilliant. So it's like I've said in many videos before, if you get to the point where you're looking at something and you're thinking it looks like complete gash, stick with it, because usually you can paint your way back out of it. It's just because it's halfway done.
And you'll be weathering them as well as one and stuff, won't you? So
yeah. So I follow my own advice. If you're doing something and you're halfway through painting it and it looks total nonsense, just stick with it, because you haven't. Once you've finished it, it'll all come together. It's just halfway through. It's very easy to look at it and go, I'm throwing that in the bin. And it's just the reason I kind of did that earlier on was kind of a feeling, because I wanted people to realize that I go through that every time as well as other people. So it happens to all of us. But stick with it. You'll paint your way back out of it, and it'll look fantastic at the end. I'm never making any more of them, but you know.
No, absolutely. I'll see Sergeant Bones in there saying 90 minutes, Chris. Yeah, so everyone wants me to go. They've had enough, you see. So they need us to.
What's in store?
What's in store? It's your turn. Have you not got it ready?
Yeah.
No.
Hey, don't forget, by the way, people, if you watch the E-Models thing on Monday, we're doing a kit giveaway, or we did do a kit giveaway. So if you haven't done it yet, go and put your comment on the show from Monday.
Yeah, that was the French thing or something, wasn't it?
Yep, something from Hello or Dad's Army, and you could win whatever the hell the kit was that I've forgotten already.
It was a car with people on it.
It was a comedy World War One French car with people on it. That's it.
But it wasn't comedy; it was real.
but it was funny.
Yeah, but it wasn't meant to be
comedy.
Yeah. So yes, as I said, the next live thing hopefully is going to be tomorrow night here on this channel, but computer games. Team Inept will be making a guest appearance. With any luck, it will be the entirety of Team Inept, both me and Paul playing a game, and hopefully Fox along talking to us and taking a mic and reading out.
Team Inept actually make an appearance on its own channel?
Team Inept have
a guest appearance on its own channel? It's
not on its own channel, it's on my channel here.
Oh, you do it on here?
I do it here to spread the word.
Oh, I've got you.
See? So, yeah.
Dancing phalanges.
Indeed. So yes, that'll be tomorrow night, 8 p.m. So in 22 and a half hours here, back here again. And then Sunday, Fox's live thing. Saturday, there's the Sprue thing this week.
Sprue Crew, yeah. I just put it in the chat now.
Whose channel's it on this Saturday, Dad?
It's on the Sprue Crew channel all the time.
Was it? Oh, cool.
That's what the Sprue Crew channel's for.
Oh, that's right. I don't understand things. I'm simple. Shopping's hard. I mean, maths is hard.
My wife's shouting at you, Fox, saying don't give him ideas. I'm not sure what idea would. What?
Don't give me ideas. What?
I don't know.
Give you ideas.
Don't give me ideas.
Why? What have I told you now?
I'm not sure.
Also, you probably don't want to play Borderlands 2.
Don't know.
Well, you do, but the bit I'm playing right now, there's kind of lots of spidery creatures.
Oh, right. She don't want to.
Yeah. I was thinking about that when I was playing the other. I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah. So Sprue Crew on Saturday night, and then Sunday, Foxy's thing at 3:00, and mine at 8:00, and then it'll be Monday E-Models, and then we're back to next.
And then it's Christmas. Woohoo!
Back here again, and it'll be just the gang. So no random extra people next week, unless you count these lot, because they're sort of random and extra. So they might keep here. Someone else might be here. You never know.
Daddy's calling you random.
That's the fun.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm random.
I'm extra. I don't mind.
Yeah, extra free. Right. So thank you all. I'm going to click the stop broadcasting button, which is right down the middle there. Zadson says, my World of Warfare fire mage loves spiders. Woomph, and they're all dead.
Yeah.
That's the thing about spiders, is they're very flammable.
My explosive Jacobs assault rifle makes spiders be dead.
You want an explosive assault rifle? Doesn't sound dangerous.
It's an assault rifle that fires as fast as Jacobs actually. It fires as fast as I pull the trigger, and the rounds are explosive. So spiders.
Right, okay. Oh, the rounds are explosive, not the gun itself, because that would hurt. Right, night all. Paul says I need a laptop with a webcam. Yeah, you've got a month to sort it out for next time. But we'll see if one or two people want to join next time. You'll see. Yeah, if you don't, you don't. But So good night all. See you tomorrow.
Bye everyone.
Bye bye.